There were a number of different questions that a number of the citizens asked me to ask.
Sure.
One of them was about the additional 20 houses.
Right.
I know that I was just hearing it was 169 homes, and now we're looking at 200 homes. The difference, of course, is 31 homes. So we're looking at, is this the last time that you're going to go ahead and ask for this?
So, yes, because quite frankly, Commissioner, there's no other land to do anything with. But the other really important factor is, if I look at the contract that we signed with the developer in January, there were a number of contingencies. The restructure that we're working on is to remove all of those contingencies. One of them is to have the developer provide financing for the amenities and have an obligation on the part of the club to take out that financing in 2 years after the amenities are done. Like all good lenders, the developer wants to be secured. And so we're going to need to secure that obligation with that property. Without that financing, we can't go forward. You know, this is not an entity I can take to a bank or to a lender, given the track record over the last 5 years, and borrow money. And while I've got a great board and I've got great members, I doubt that many people are going to step up and personally guarantee those loans. So that is a financing vehicle that's available to the club that we absolutely need to take advantage of. And we think it eliminates any uncertainty in this deal getting done.
And the second question, of course, was about the easements over the conservation easement that we have been discussing.
Sure.
And I did not hear of the conservation easement being brought up at all in the last, for yourself nor for the other young lady that was speaking.
Sure. So, and you're right. I mean, I could have come up there with a 100-page presentation to tell you everything that we've worked on over the last 18 months. It is our intent to work with the developer, to work with the city, to grant that conservation easement over the golf course property. And it was only as a result of looking at, you know, making this project as much a sure thing as you can ever make a project that the request came up to get the driving range platted so you could have lots in there to secure the financing. We fully recognize, and I think you can tell by the first two goals that I talked about, our goal is to preserve the character of Atlantic Beach, I'd say first and foremost. So we're doing everything we can possibly to make sure that there's a first-class amenity there and the character of the community is preserved. And so as we look at structuring this contract, and again, this is subject to shareholder approval, the structure of the contract may and will likely involve sale of the property to the developer and the developer ultimately granting that conservation easement. But that would be incorporated into the contract. This is the most complex, simple deal I've ever worked on. Complex, small deal I've ever worked on. But did I answer your question?
You did.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there any others? Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your help.
Is there anybody else here that